This back to school market is a sweet one. Hey everybody, it's Alyson with Live South Denver, your real estate strategist and realtor for the South Denver area. It is time to dive right into the August numbers. We saw 3,650 homes go under contract last month. That was 250 fewer homes than the month before. That put us down about 7% month over month, but it still left us up about 4% year over year. We had 3,600 closings this month. It was the same as last month and the same as this time last year. New listings came in at 5,000. That was 300 fewer than the month before. That puts us off the mark month over month, just over 5%. But we have about 10% more new listings than we did this time last year. Inventory inched up a bit. We're at 2.9 months of inventory entering the new month. And the average days on market increased by 2 to 30. The median days on market increased by 3 to 16. Now, on to those August home prices. The average close price for all homes was $700,000. That's down $14,000 from the month before, putting us down about 2% month over month. Year over year, we are still up about 2%. The average price for a single family home is coming in at $784,000. That's down $9,000 from the month before and a change of just over 1%. The year-over-year prices are up just shy of 0.5%, so close to unchanged. Something I found interesting, I went scrolling back through my data sets. This is where we were price-wise back in March of this year. Now, the condo and townhome average price is $455,000. This is down about $12,000 month over month, which is a 2.5% decrease. Year over year, the condos and townhomes are also down 5% on average. After seeing that I had to go back months and months to find a similar price point for the average single family homes, I was going, well, okay, where are the condos and townhomes for a similar price point? I had to go back much, much further. In fact, to find anything that was consistent at this average price for condos and townhomes, I had to go back to February 2022. There were two other blips between February 2022 and now where the average condo townhome price was similar, but nothing that held consistent for a few months. So stick with me over the next couple market updates and let's see if this is another one of these blips or if condo and townhome prices are kind of holding here where they are for the next few months, especially because we are in the back half of our year and prices do tend to start their downward trickle as we head toward December. Because if that's the case, this may be a really good time to be getting into a condo or townhome if that's the type of home that you're looking for. Okay, so that was a freebie takeaway before we even get to the median home prices. Let's move on to those. The median sold price of all homes is coming in at $600,000. That's unchanged month over month. Year over year, we are still up, and that is about 2% of an increase year over year. The median price for a single family home is coming in at $657,000. That's only down $2,000 from the previous month, so very small change, almost holding even, and year over year up about 1%. The condo and townhome median price is $411,000. That's up $3,000 from the month before, so under a 1% change month over month. Compared to this time last year, it is down about 2%. And last, we like to talk about our list price to sales price ratio. It talks about the intensity of the market, right? How hard are sellers driving versus how good of a bargain are the buyers getting? Well, the list price to sales price ratio dropped a full percent in 1 month. We went from 98.1 to 97.1% in a 4-week span. All right, what are the takeaways for the market? Well, as I mentioned just a moment ago, the single family home price average, we're looking backward many months into the year to find something on par with that. That's really not the norm. We would be farther ahead into this year before we kind of moved our bell curve back to be on par with March. So this market has reached its peak early and is on its downward trajectory, which is for buyers a huge boon. Rates are also not much different right now from where they were in that February, March timeframe. And rates are starting their downward trajectory currently too. They just had a big drop the other day, but then they've bounced back up. So they're kind of all over the place, but the trend is in a downward direction. And the feds have said they will continue moving them in that direction, which means these next several months are going to be a really great time for buyers to be in the market and capturing some very strong deals. We have homes that are sitting on the market. We have sellers who are ready to make a move. And any time between when we've hit a peak and we're moving toward December, sometimes January, which is the lowest point price-wise in a year, great time to be a buyer. The buyers really have primary control in the market. They are terminating in these contracts more often than we normally see. We're seeing a lot more terminations, actually. They are slow in their pace to make offers. They are very aggressive in their offers, and they're comfortable to walk away if they don't like the terms of an offer, they don't like the terms of resolution. There's just a lot of buyer confidence, and the sellers aren't pushovers. The sellers are still holding strong in a lot of the scenarios unless there's something really, really driving the seller, some job opportunity, some financial distress. But we see still some tension here, but the buyers are the ones in control. And we're seeing a new layer of tension overlaid on the sellers that they haven't seen in a while. So we have sellers who have their homes on the market for longer than they've seen in a very long time. Then the house goes under contract, and then let's say the buyer just decides to terminate. They get cold feet. Why? They don't have to say they got cold feet. They have these opportunities in the contract to terminate under buyer's sole discretion. Now, they're supposed to be there in good faith. They are supposed to only be terminating under reasons like inspection, reasons like the property insurance was too expensive for me after I vetted the price of it, right? You're supposed to be moving through in good faith, but that is not always what we see, or what a buyer thinks is a valid reason to terminate is not what a seller and their agent thinks is a valid reason to terminate. But once that property has been under contract once, and then fallen out and come back to market, there's a little bit of a black eye on these properties, and it can make it even harder for the seller to go under contract again, because another buyer then looks at this house and goes, well, it's already been on the market a long time. Someone looked at it and then someone didn't like it. Why do I want to go look at that property? Someone else already snubbed their nose at it. It's like a clearance rack house. I don't want a clearance rack house. Now, that doesn't mean it's accurate, but this is the mentality. And so we're seeing it be harder and harder for sellers to move a home once one buyer has kind of said no. But it may not be anything, and I mean anything, wrong with the house. Buyers are in so much control that they go under contract and they're still out there surfing and looking, and they picked this one out of any number of, it could be urgency. They were in town for 2 days and they were like, I just need a house, or my house is selling over here in state X and I've got to move. And then all of a sudden this other one pops up that they didn't know was there and they like it so much more. So they go, never mind, I'm going to terminate on that one. I want to go see this one. Aside from that, we have homes that have gone through inspection and the buyer has walked away. It may be for great cause. It could be because there was no Tyvek wrap under the siding. Seen that. It could be just because the buyer was there and they didn't like the dog next door. You may love dogs, but maybe this buyer is afraid of dogs. Maybe they didn't like the breed of dog. So maybe there's no black eye involved at all. Maybe it was the new construction home and the buyers didn't like all the things found in the report. Had that too. I've had all of these scenarios. Not every single one of them means the house isn't worthy of purchase. I'd say 2 out of the 3, maybe. 1, not so much. You have heard me say it in every video for the last several months. Take a look at languishing homes. And here's a perfect scenario example why. I was touring several homes to prepare some comps for a future listing for some clients that I have. I toured 2 homes literally next door to each other in a very nice neighborhood in Highlands Ranch. I went into the one, and this house is, I think, priced very well. Beautiful wood floors all throughout the home. They've been refinished, not worn down, no dog scratches everywhere. 3-car garage, nice, large, flat yard, some decent privacy, great space, finished basement, neutral paint throughout. Yes, the house needs some updating. It needs some lipstick finishes, some new bathrooms, some touches here and there. But this house is a well-appointed home for the location and the price point. No smells, no gross me out moments, nothing scary. Then I go right next door and I see a house that is exactly the same size, similar layout. We are comparing really apples and apples. I walk in the front door and have a visceral negative reaction. I have a small barking dog that is tucked away, but it's yep, nothing positive coming at us right at the moment. And a smell, an animal smell. I see pink paint, I see green paint, I see multiple floors. We've got tile, we've got some wood. It is overwhelm the moment we unlock the door and open. A drastic difference from one house to the other right out of the gate. After that, we have an unfinished basement in this house that I'm standing in that has all this other stuff going on. The backyard's not quite the same. It's not as flat. It has some other pluses possibly to it. The two homes have a $100,000 price difference. Now, the first home started at 1.15. It's now at $1,050,000. This home that's pink and green that I've come to next is priced at 1.15. There's no way that this second home is going to sell at that price point. The other one has it beat by a mile. But where's the moral of the story? I talked about languishing homes. The first home, the one that is really ready to go, that I would have any of my clients go look at and I would recommend they consider offering on, has been on the market 3 months. 3 months. I see nothing wrong with it when I was there. The other home's been on the market about 30 days. I'm going, please don't, please don't, please don't. There's so much work. It's going to cost you a pretty penny. You're going to dump so much more money in, and it doesn't have a lot going for it over that one, and you're 6 figures more. What are you talking about? But so many buyers would skim right over a 100-day-old house and go to the one that's at 28 and think inherently the 28-day-old house is better. I just tell you, don't do it. Continue to look at languishing homes for good opportunity and good deal. Last, final note, let's talk about new builds. Concessions and pricing structures are all over the place. I have a client who just contracted on a new build from dirt, which means, we're talking about just a couple builders right there, right? No concessions from the builder. If you're buying from dirt, you're picking your lot, you're paying the premium. There's no gifts coming to you for that process. I have another client who contracted on a home that was completely finished. They were ready to go. It was in Elizabeth. Those homes aren't moving nearly as quickly. Whole different price point here with this production builder. We got over 5% off the list price on this one. Great deal for these folks. I have another client who just got their conventional loan locked in at 5.5% with a builder thanks to the concessions and how rates have been moving in the last couple days. So there is a lot going on and a wide range of what you can get out of the build market right now. Thank you for joining me for the market update. If you want to talk about how the market can benefit you or how you need to position yourself in it, sellers, please reach out. I would love to help, support, answer questions. And I will see y'all next week.